All right, Shalom. All right, this is the brother Gamal Yala.
Brother Kashakwala.
All right, we're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. We want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, and also shalom to the brothers and sisters that are subscribing to the true doctrine of Great Millstone. All right. Coming at you with a quick lesson, all right, and this is actually just going to be a news update, all right. Things are heating up every day in Babylon, okay, Babylon being America in the scriptures. So we're just going to go into these articles, all right. There's a video right here, all right, pertaining to Trump and China and different international affairs. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and play the clip and then bring some precepts out. All right.
President has threatened to ratchet up tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of imports from China. The latest escalation in the trade war between the world's leading economic powers comes ahead of high-level talks between Washington and Beijing aimed at ending the conflict. With more in the story and Donald Trump's high-risk negotiating tactics, here's Caleb Maupin.
We're over 2 years into the presidency of the great deal-maker, Mr. Ear-fired himself, Donald Trump. And it seems he's operating with the my way or the highway strategy. These are his latest comments on China. The trade deal with China continues, but too slowly as they attempt to renegotiate. No.
All right, so as you see, just stop right there. All right, because America is doing the same thing it's been doing for years, and that's trying to be a bully. Okay, America will bully its enemies. Okay, their adversaries. Okay, because of what? Because of their military. All right, because their military and their financial power. All right, because if you've been paying attention to Trump and a lot of the things that have been happening lately, is Trump has put a lot of sanctions on these various nations. Okay, and basically, as you heard the reporter say, basically he's saying all or nothing. So basically, it's like that, like trying to basically back them into a corner. Like, well, look. If you don't accept this deal or whatever, if you don't basically cooperate, then we're just gonna put all types of sanctions on you. So that's basically what's going on. All right, so we're gonna play a little bit more just to get the full.
Trump is threatening a new tariff on over $325 billion worth of Chinese goods. Now, this all-or-nothing strategy seems to be a staple of the Trump administration. At this point, we've got Mike...
So as you see, all-or-nothing strategy. So basically, he's like, look, we're just going to basically go ahead and threaten everything,
Pompeo saying that no country will be allowed to import Iranian oil.
Any nation or entity interacting with Iran should do its diligence and err on the side of caution. The risks are simply not going to be worth the benefits. If you don't abide by this, there'll be sanctions.
Trump has demanded that Russia stop supporting the elected government of Venezuela.
President, what sort of complications does the Russian involvement now pose?
Russia has to get out. All right, what's your next question?
Hey, man. Yo, this man Trump is a madman, man. And hey, that's pure bullying, as you saw him say. Russia has to get out.
And he was talking about Venezuela there, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when you look into the executive orders that he signed, I want to say in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, he did sign an executive order that didn't allow support or aid over to Venezuela. And he wasn't the only one to make an executive order like that. Who you niggas praise all the time, President Obama, he also made the same executive order. Trump was just piggybacking off of President Obama. President Obama threw him an alley-oop to continue what is going on in Venezuela right now.
Yep.
It's America. Real talk, you can blame it on America for what's going on in Venezuela.
Yeah, that's it. Because America, they set up this whole like I forget this guy's name. What, Maduro?
Mm-hmm.
They set up Maduro, all right, and they made him the interim president. You know, basically trying to set up their own leader because they didn't want to accept the leadership that was there already. You know, and that's just classic America activity. America, they you see this guy Trump, he said Russia has to get out. Well, what about America?
Exactly.
That's the hypocrisy of this fucking place, man.
Exactly. If America, I mean, if Russia got to get out of Venezuela, America, you got to get out of Syria.
Yeah, that's it.
What are you doing over there?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get your ships out of off the coast of Iran right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just put a ship, the Abraham Lincoln over there, a warship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Enticing, all right, enticing people.
Trying to bully. And that's why these nations are mad. You know, just like matter of fact, we'll go ahead and let's get that in Revelation 17. Because these nations are fed up. They're fed up with America, and eventually even America's allies are going to turn against them, because all these tactics, they're getting old and played out. It's like just that person that just keeps pushing your buttons. Eventually, you're just gonna be like, man, fuck this dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if he's your friend, even if you make money from him, you know, that's how America is. Because a lot of these nations, they make a lot of money from America, so that's the one reason why they really haven't, just struck all out war. You know, it's because they make a lot of money from America. But after a while, even though you make a lot of money from that person, you just gonna be like, man, I'm tired of fucking dealing with this person, man, because they just keep pushing my buttons. You know, so it's not even worth the money anymore. You know. All right.
Okay. So this is a Revelation. I start at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Revelation 17 and 14. It says, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them."
Yeah, and that's talking about YAHAWASHI as a lamb. Go ahead.
For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when you read 2nd Ezra, the 3rd chapter, it goes into how basically these different troops are going to try to fight with YAHAWASHI. You know? Keep going.
The 13th?
No, Salakia.
3rd, Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
It says verse 15.
17. 15, yeah.
It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Yep, and those 10 horns is NATO and the EU, and it says they shall hate the whore. All right, so eventually these other nations are going to be fed up, because what America is doing and what Trump keeps doing is they keep basically pressing the EU to do certain things that they're not necessarily with. Like, for instance, like even this Iranian deal, talking about how anyone who trades with Iran or anyone who gets oil from Iran, basically we're gonna put sanctions on you, which a lot of America's allies get get their oil from Iran. So it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, yo, you trying to basically, but what it is Esau is trying to draw that line in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like, look, either you on our side or you on their side. If you on our side, you gotta stop dealing with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
If you on their side, then we're gonna put sanctions. If you're gonna keep dealing with Iran, we're gonna put sanctions on you.
I got
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 28 verse 13. It says, "Curse the whisperer and double tongue,
Mm-hmm.
for such have destroyed many that were at peace."
Yeah, the curse be the whisperer and double-tongued, okay? And that's the so-called white man, okay? They keep, just basically make it, just basically being two-faced, all right? double tongued. The Gadites used to use that serpent. I think they said fork tongued. Yeah, fork tongued devil. You know, because this devil is very snaky, man. You know, he says one thing, all right, and it's all chess moves being made. It's all for a particular purpose, which is really ultimately to fulfill his new world order, all right, and to destroy the Israelites. Really, ultimately,
That's right.
you know.
It says a backbiting tongue have disquieted the many, and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities hath it pulled down, and overthrown the houses of great men.
God, you got it.
I'm just keep reading.
Okay.
It says a backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women, and deprived them of their labors. Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest, and never dwell quietly. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
Yeah, that tongue, that shows you the power of the tongue, man. And that's one of Esau's gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is when you read what's that? Psalms 55 and 21. All right, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that goes into Esau's deception and his tactics. Okay, he's very good with his words and getting his agenda accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Best believe, you know, if this devil wants something accomplished, he's gonna do everything in his power. He's gonna use a lot of deception and you know, just false antics and rhetoric to accomplish it, man.
Correct.
He comes hard, you know, and the scriptures that say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we know what this devil is up to. All right, read on that.
It says, last one. It says, many have fallen by the edge of the sword,
Mm-hmm.
but not so many as have fallen by the tongue.
Mm.
Just like this, like the captain said in the book of Psalms. Also, it says they wet their tongues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about W-E-T, but the W-H-E-T, which means to like sharpen a sword. That's how they wet their tongue. They sharpen their tongue. That's why it talks about many have fallen by the sword, but not as many has fallen by the tongue. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what Esau uses as his main primary weapon.
All
right.
I got something real quick. This is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And you know, as we see, okay, everything on the international stage has been nothing but unrighteous dealings. Okay, you know, and we see a lot of these international conflicts, okay, that are happening, and we see a lot of shadiness, man. Esau is trifling, man. You know, just to put it plainly, you know, and it says injuries and riches got by deceit, and the part of those riches got by deceit is, you know, going, well, first of all, in the past, it's through transatlantic slave trade, but today it's still happening through this oil, man. You know, Esau is still, you know, in Iran and these different nations, okay, and you know, he's basically still being very deceitful and conniving, man. Right? So
If I may say on the precept, it says injuries too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you go into the word injuries, it means offenses.
Mm.
Not primarily the physical injury. I hurt myself. No, like he said, can you reread your?
It says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
That's right. So because of unrighteous dealings and offenses that were made. Yeah, all right. That's how we got into the position that he's in.
Yep.
But Trump, this video is showing the rhetoric and the demeanor that Trump is in. That's an injury.
Yeah.
All right. They're asking about Russia. He's like, they need to get out. Next question. That's offensive. He's just overthrowing a whole different nation, just a whole entire nation. All right. Just bypassing. They need to get out, man. Next question, man. Like they're nothing. That's offensive.
Yep.
That's an injury right there that he just committed. All right, so you got to
Hey, we'll keep going. Let's go out. Let's go back, man. That shit was funny.
Stop supporting the elected government of Venezuela.
President, what sort of complications does does the Russian involvement now pose?
Russia has to get out.
That's an injury.
All right, what's your next question?
The U.S. State Department has
That's
demanded
offensive
that
as hell.
Turkey
Yeah, that's
not buy
offensive as
any
hell,
Russian.
man.
That's offensive as hell to just
What's your next question?
yeah, like just blow Russia off, like. But he claims to be in cahoots and friends with Putin.
Putin. Yeah, and Putin, best believe Putin saw that, man. You know, hey, Putin needs to go ahead and make his move, man. You know, all this, friendship and all this fake stuff. Because I bet you Trump wouldn't say that to Putin's face.
Yeah, no, hypocrite.
Trump wouldn't say that shit to Putin's face. Hey, you got to get out of Venezuela. Nah, he's gonna. That's why when they have these meetings or whatever, they got to deal a certain way. But I guarantee. But that's how you know Trump is a devil, man. Mm-hmm. Because here he is, comfortable in New York in his Oval Office, so to speak, and he's just bold as hell, man. But let him be in Russian territory, and he's gonna kiss ass.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Russian S-400 missiles.
We've also made it clear to Turkey that we have very serious concerns with its stated plans to proceed with the acquisition of the Russian S-400 missile defense system.
America is through, and they're threatened. That goes to show you, because they don't want Turkey to acquire these Russian missiles.
Exactly.
And that goes to show America is basically, they're, like I said, they're drawing that line in the sand. They're like, basically, it's coming down to America is reaching out for, America is basically like, look, you on our side or you're not, because they know that World War III is inevitable. They know that it's coming, the Battle of Armageddon. So they're like, look, excuse me, if you're on our side, either you're on our side or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So anyone that's playing the fence, Turkey and any other particular allies of America, if they want to deal with our enemies such as Iran or whatever, then we're gonna put sanctions on you. So they're basically trying to force sides. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Yeah, it says U.S. hardline diplomacy. All right, which hardlining is like basically
that line in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Trump has threatened the Palestinian Authority.
That money is on the table. That money's not going to them unless they sit down and negotiate peace.
This vote will make a difference on how Americans look at the UN and on how we look at countries who disrespect us in the UN. And this vote will be remembered.
This all seems to fit a strategy that Trump laid out in his bestseller, The Art of the Deal.
The worst thing you can possibly do in a deal is seem desperate to make it. That makes the other guy smell blood, and then you're dead.
No one can say the United States reeks of desperation. However, all of this doesn't seem to be resulting in better deals, but rather no deals. All the bombastic walkaways and rip-ups have resulted in no progress. Trump says my way or the highway, and people around the world.
That's the same thing Trump did with the government shutdown. I'm gonna go back to it. The worst thing you can possibly do in a deal is seem desperate to make it. That makes the other guy smell blood, and then you're dead. That's why he kept the government shut down for so long. It
was an ego thing.
It was an ego thing, and that whole quote, that's straight ego, because he's basically saying, if instead of reaching a compromise, you gotta stand your ground. You gotta stand your ground, and if you basically show any sign of compromise, then you're dead. That's basically what he's saying in so many words. So now this is the damn devil. This goes to show you that this is the damn devil, because he's basically saying that, look, it's either my way or the highway. It's like a damn spoiled brat.
I was just thinking that's a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little brat. We got
He's
a little
fucking brat. Mm-hmm.
Y'all voted for a little brat in office right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't mind.
Hey,
y'all country, man.
Let it play out. Let it play out. Because like the brother Abu Badr always says, this is just Edomite on Edomite crime. Okay, this is Esau versus Esau, and all we got to do is sit back, eat some popcorn, and prophesy.
Right? Watch it happen.
You know, it's beautiful. All right, so we'll probably finish out this video, get a few more, and then...
Buying Iranian oil. Russia is still supporting Venezuela. At this point, Turkey says it still intends to buy S-400 missiles from Russia, and furthermore, the Palestinians are sticking to the same...
Yeah, so Turkey don't give a damn. Turkey and the Palestinians, they don't give a damn, man.
And Turkey is quote-unquote U.S. allies.
Yep.
But when you go all the way back, I think in 2016...
They were a part of...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You go back 2016, Russia had video surveillance of Turkey. Was it embezzling, if that's the word? Hundreds of millions of dollars of oil into Syria, into Syria to help out quote unquote ISIS troops. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but America claimed to be fighting them, even though they, are the progenitors of ISIS.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, Turkey is like, all right, man. They're seeing the power shift, if you can see.
They are. Yep.
It's like, okay, man, these BRICS nations, man, you got the yuan coming up, and it's backed by gold.
Mm-hmm.
You got these S-400 missile defense systems. Man, it's making America shit look primitive.
Yep.
Man, I'm going with them.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
Let the weak say I'm strong. I was like, man, I'm going to go with China. I'm going to go with Russia. I'm going to go with South Africa. I'm going to go with these. I'm going to go with Iran. I'm going to go with these nations because America ain't producing.
America's not the big bully anymore. See, like America used to be able to bully them and, force his way on them, but now it can't do that anymore, okay? It has to actually, these other nations are starting to realize that, look, we're gonna start making these other trade deals because these other nations are getting rich, and they got hypersonic missiles.
Yeah, right.
All right. So we'll finish out and then get Matthew 24.
Firm position that they held before, and while he's failing to make new deals, Trump seems to be breaking a lot of the old ones.
The United States will therefore suspend its obligations under the INF Treaty.
The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
Yeah, the tough guy stuff might have worked pretty well when Trump was selling real estate on Madison Avenue. But is it going to work in geopolitics? Let's see what China does next.
Donald Trump certainly wants to...
Yeah, But, it says, is it going to work in geopolitics? So, yeah, you can write your book and say, oh, yeah, if you cave in, they'll smell blood, whatever. But guess what? Like we just said, these other nations, they don't fucking need you anymore. So they're like, all right, whatever, man. That's why the brothers, like the brother said, they're building up the yuan. Their currency is backed by gold. Okay, Russia and China have now opened up trades between each other without having to, trade, go through the dollar, go through means of using the dollar.
Oh, if I may say, you got Iran with their oil. Well,
yep.
Year by year, Russia and Iran go ahead of each other. Sometimes Russia's the #1 oil producer in the world.
Yep.
Sometimes Iran is. Then it's Russia again. Then it's Iran. Then it's China. So they don't even need...
They don't need Iran for oil.
They don't need Iran for oil. And they're clicked up with each other.
And anyway. Iran, if I'm not mistaken, Iran is America's #1 oil producer.
Yep. But Iran's clicked up with Russia.
Yep.
It's like, nigga, we got the gold, we got the yuan, we got the oil. What the fuck do we need America for?
That's it.
Y'all just consumers. You gotta be.
Con. Let's get Matthew 24 and 7, and then we'll close on that.
This is Matthew chapter 24 and 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in in diverse places.
Yeah, so it says, for nation shall rise against nation. So all these nations are coming up against each other. And that whole conflict is starting to brew up. All right, the Most High, YAHAWASHI, all right, is starting to basically put in these different leaders hatred towards each other and tension. Okay, so this is beautiful to witness. All right, we just have to keep watching this geopolitical stage, as Esau says, and just watch how everything transpires. And you know, Lord willing, something is going to happen soon with this. You know, hopefully with this trade deal and these different different affairs
And war movements.
and war movements. Yep, because these are all acts of war. Tariffs, you know, backing out of certain treaties. Those are all acts of war. Okay, because basically you're basically threatening, and now you know we're even these weapon productions. Okay, the nuclear weapon production. Okay, those are all acts of war. All right, so Lord willing, we'll see more of this. Lord willing, Trump makes another bonehead, bold statement of what do you call that? Injuries. Lord willing, he makes some more injuries, more offenses. You know. All right, and all right. So with that, we're gonna close on that. We want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.